class. Today I'm going to carry out a practical on still life painting. What is still life painting? Still life painting is a painting exercise whereby dead objects or inanimate objects are drawn then painted with different color medium. Most of these colors are water based while some others are oil based. But we are going to concentrate more on water based colors like watercolor and poster colors. Here are materials for carrying out this exercise. Painting brushes. They are of two sizes, flat and pointed brushes. Then the next material is cardboard paper. Because these poster colors are water based, we need cartridge or post or cardboard paper to carry out this exercise. The next material which we normally use are poster colors which are mostly water based colors, and this is a good sample of watercolor and how it looks like. Then the next one is also other varieties of colors. Then the next material that we normally use to create borders are masking tape. We use masking tape to create good borders before we start painting on cardboard paper. Then the next one is pencils. We artists uses soft pencils and also color pencils for pastel work and other soft pencils like charcoal to carry out drawings before you can even carry out your painting exercise. Then the next is a palette. A palette is a platform or a surface where the artist mixes his or her color. Listen to this interesting practical exercise as I will begin to run commentary on this. The first stage is drawing. You can see that this still life object has been drawn by the artist. Then the next thing to do is to bring out the pairs of brushes. Then again, other materials like poster colors, foams, water, rag that he is going to use. Now you can see from the video is lining out his colors that he's going to use for this exercise. Then after lining out the color, the next step is to paint the background to create a colorful background. But at this time the background must be very light because because of the colors, you try as much as possible for the colors not to conflict with the colors you are going to use on the object. So you, as you can see right now in the video, the artist is trying to create a very faint or light background on the drawn object. After carrying out this first segment of this painting exercise, the next thing he start doing is to start painting into detail. So let's watch as this artist carry out the practical exercise on still life painting. As you can see, most of the background has been covered with very light or faint colors, while you can still see the object drawn on it. That is stained with colors. So now after this process, after this segment, I need to start painting. Now the artist is through with painting the background, and the next thing he wants to start doing is to start painting the object, the drawn object, into details. So in a short time, you begin to see the artist bringing out those colors into details. My colors as the objects which are drawn. As you can see, the artist has started painting, and the first object there that you can see is a bucket, and he has started painting the bucket and is actually using a one color for now, and I believe as he is working, other colors will come in, but for now he's using a one color, and this color will be tint and shaded into different hues. Trying to play with colors. As much as I'm using purple, you see that I'm trying to add blue to it. As you can see, the shape and the color of the bucket is gradually coming out, and you can see from your left side of the bucket that the seems to be a little bit darker from that angle. That shows the effect of light and shade, and the source of light may be coming from the right hand side, while the other part, which is dark, is the part that is far from the source of light, which is the left hand side. So if you can see gradually how the tone and the theme of this object are indicated using colors. The right hand side seems to be uh, more lighter. In art terms, we call it highlight or we call it tint. Is the application of white on any color. So right now, from the where the artist is working right now, you see that the color seems to be lighter from that angle, and that shows that the effect of light is coming from the right hand side, and that so that part is called the highlight, while the opposite side, which is the left hand side, seems to be a little bit dark, and that is the area of this painting that we call the shaded area on why the middle part is called the tone, and the middle part still take or still retain the normal or the original colors. And then you can see another thing. You can see that from the source of light, the interior of the bucket, the part that is closer to the source of light, tend to be dark, very dark. Yes, because the source of light cannot actually get to those areas that are closer to the part of or the angles of light. So these are another these are one of those these are some of the things we as students need to uh, um, get used to when painting. And now you can see other images coming out using different colors, and you can see the mop coming out too being painted, and you see other buckets that are a little bit slanted on their position are being painted. Let's watch as we see other skills of this artist. As you can see, trying to blend the colors also trying to show the effect of light and shade. But at this time, because it's not drawing, it's painting, I'm actually using colors to show the different tones, the shade, the light, the middle tone. Um, I'm almost done with this exercise, but I need to finish the last object. And don't forget this approach of using different now, colors. From what we are observing right now, I can categorically tell you that the bucket is almost through with the painting of the bucket. Um, and you can see that even the shape of the mop is out, and other colors are being used, and also everything about colors or painting is and the differentiation or the different segment or manipulation of effect of light on objects. Now the light is coming from the right hand side, and this artist has been able to actually paint this object and distributing light and shade. So right now you can see clearly that when painting, the first thing you need to know, as I've told you before in class, you must acknowledge the side or the angle which the light is coming from. Once you are able to get the side, the angle the light is coming from, then you can easily or gradually manipulate the flow of light using different colors, and that is what the artist is actually doing right now. Now, even as the artist is painting, they try as much as possible to indicate the darkest part of this object. He's trying to indicate the darkest part of this object despite the way they are positioned or they are put on the floor. Then he also tried to indicate the strongest parts of the light, which we also refer to as highlight. Don't forget that I've told you before that the part that is closer to the source of light is referred to as highlight. And again, the application of white color or white paint on any color is called tint, while the application of any dark color or a little of black to any color is called shade. And in this exercise, you will find out that the areas that are closer to the source of light is referred to as tint, and it is gotten by applying colors to applying white color to any color that you use. Then the part that is far from the source of light is called shade, and it is done by adding black or any dark color to any color that you are using. As you can see right now, the shape for different objects are out, the paintings are out, the images are out. You don't even need somebody to tell you what is this. You can easily acknowledge them, and you can easily know what this artist is painting because the objects are close to resemblance. They are close to resemblance, so you can easily see or know or tell what he is painting. Now, what he's doing right now is trying to bring out the shadow cast. That's another important part of painting or drawing. Since the source of light is coming from the right hand side, the shadow cast always goes opposite the source of light. Which, for instance, now, the artist is done with the painting of the object itself, and that is the reason why he's working on the shadow cast right now. I've defined what shadow cast mean before. So right now he's working on the shadow cast to indicate the source of light and shade and where direction where the light is coming from. I believe my student must have learned a lot from these practical lessons. As we meet in class, I expect you to do better than this. See you in class and have a good day. Online assignment and have a good day.